Hey guys, today I'd like to discuss why you're unhappy with your professional career. And I'd like to give you some pointers on how we can change that. Um, Now, I believe personally that the reason you may be unhappy at work is because your core values do not align with the values of the company. And what I mean by that is there may be aspects within the culture of the organization that you're a part of that just don't sit well with you. Externally, we can see that as working with someone who's always negative, or working with an individual who perhaps is sneaky or deceitful. Okay? Those values that within those individuals obviously are not coming from within the culture of the organization, unless you're part of an organization that is deceitful. Hopefully you're not. Typically, what I've found is that when you have employees that are negative towards other employees or promoting a negative culture within the company, this is because that individual themselves has not been sold on the mission statement and the core values of the company, right? They are bringing into the organization their own culture. And it's typically not a good thing when you have cultures colliding within an organization. So to pull away from what's wrong with the company, let's focus more on ourselves, okay? Now, I've got 3 questions here that I thought would help you to understand better how to find something that's a little more fulfilling for you, right? And the first question is, what am I good at? Okay, what are you genuinely good at? Now, if you pick up a hammer and you use a hammer and you're good with the hammer, okay, that's great, but that's not what we're trying to think here. We're looking more internally into ourselves. I could give a hammer to a child and a child can hit something and hey, they're good at using the hammer, right? So we want to look more intellectually into this problem. What am I good at? Am I good at being around people? Am I good at helping people overcome situations? Am I good at taking on a lot of stress? Am I good at delegating what needs to be done? Maybe I'm not good at all at doing what needs to be done, but I know how to sell other people on how to get things done. See, these are the questions that you should be asking yourself, right? What am I good at? Another question to think about is, what do people tell me I'm good at? Okay? Do individuals come up to you and say, man, hanging out with you the other day, we had that talk, and since then, my investments increased, or since then I've decided to leave my job and go in this direction, or you know what, when me and you were working together the other day, I really enjoyed the fact of how you helped me. I've never had someone work with me the way that you did, right? Maybe you're working with other individuals, being a helper in other people's projects, and within that you're able to help grow organizations, right? So maybe that's an option for you. So moving on, the third question is, what's holding me back? Okay, how am I not able to move forward with where I'm at right now? Do I don't care about what I'm doing? Okay, could this organization or this company pay me whatever I want and I still at the end of the day would not be happy? Are my emotions holding me back? Do I believe that the values of the company are against what I truly think would make me happy? right? I know I use this analogy a lot, but if you're with an organization and they like chopping off the heads of baby seals and you love baby seals, maybe you shouldn't be there, right? And so, but this is more an internal thing. These are your own personal values, right? You have to dig deep inside, because similar to a personal relationship, if you leave a company and go to the next company, you haven't worked on yourself. You're just going to take your problems from this company over to the next company. This is another reason why those individuals I spoke of earlier within the organization that are negative are the way they are, because they were that way with the last company they were with. Okay? A major part of growth is understanding that it's not everyone else. It's me. I have to focus on myself. How can I become better? Because change starts in your life when you start to change. Okay? If you change nothing, nothing will change. Okay, let that sink in. So you have to be the one to make the change within yourself. Now, when you're in a position where you're ready to move on to something new, okay, you have to take these steps, asking these questions. And I've got other things that I'm going to touch on too. I also have a test that I found that I'll mention at the end of this video that'll really break down what you like, what makes you happy, and how you can find employment doing those things. But going back to where I was, when you're in a position to want to leave an organization, you're vulnerable, okay? Right now, everything else looks great. The grass looks greener on the other side. But we have to remember that we have to change within ourselves. We have to analyze who we are, what truly makes us happy. What is the foundation that is building the mission within our life for our life's purpose? What is fueling the need for us to acquire our goals? Okay? You want to look at all your options that you have. And you want to push towards options that may not seem like it's something that is for you, right? Expanding your horizons and really reaching out to other organizations will open up new ideas the more you do things. Now, I recently experienced this with my wife as she was looking for employment and didn't know what to do, didn't know where to go. And I was just dropping seeds into her mind, telling her, hey, go look at this right here. Okay, now that you've found that, now find 10 things just like that. Speak to the people, send the emails, send the texts, blow up everyone's mind with your name. And by doing that, you'll indulge yourself into that pool of the people that do those things, right? So in her situation, she was able to start to have people she didn't even know recommend her for positions that she didn't know were open. But this was happening because she was indulging into the pool. She was jumping out there and finding 10 things for just one subject. So let's say you find 4 things that could be an opportunity for you for your future. Find the 4 things, then contact 10 people for each of those 4 things. Now what that does is it puts the ball in your court. You now have 40 opportunities for a new employment. Instead of being in a position where you are just ready to break free and get out and try something new, and you're going to take the first one thing that gets thrown at you. Could that be the one thing that makes you happy for the rest of your life? Possibly. But by having 40 opportunities, now with the ball being in your court, you get to pick which one of those 40 really makes you happy? Would you like to have just one opportunity or 40? One opportunity from someone else or some other organization that says you should do this, or 40 opportunities because you say that these are 40 things that you would like to do. Just something to think about. Now, moving on off this subject, I saw this statistic that said 75% of employees conceal their identity, okay? And I think this might be because of the mantra of don't bring your problems from home to work, right? I'm sure you've heard that before. The problem with that is if you're holding back who you really are and you're not able to bring who you are to what you do, then you're not doing what you are, okay? You are stepping away from your core beliefs so that you could fulfill someone else's need that has very little to do with what your life's purpose is. Remember, the goal here is for you to be successful and happy, not to just be in the rat race, not to just be doing things because you need money. Yeah, money helps. It truly does. But if you're going to spend 40 to 60 years of your life period, doing things, you might as well make them the things that you want to do, the things that make you happy, right? Because you could take on this opportunity and then as soon as you take it, die the next day. And then what was it all for? Where in that did you fulfill your life's purpose? Okay? So now, if you notice the notes behind me, I've written down passion and reality, okay? Passion is what you love. Reality is what you are. To really find, or to really be in a position where you could truly enjoy what you're doing, we need to figure out a way that we can connect the two. How can we have our passion with doing what we are, right? Being who we are. How can I be Miguel 100% and know that I'm fulfilling my passion, I'm achieving my goals, and I'm going in the right direction? It comes back to understanding your core values and beliefs. The core values are foundational, and I will continue to say that. So you can't be happy if your career, passion, and identity are all in conflict with each other. Okay? And that comes down to understanding your core beliefs and understanding the beliefs and or analyzing the beliefs of the organization that you are a part of. Now, going into the test that I found that I'd like to share with you, it was by the Harvard Business School, and this test is given to their alumni to help them achieve success and ultimately find their ideal role in their professional career. Okay, so what this is called is it's called the 7 stories. And what you do is you write down 25 accomplishments that have made you happy or successful in your life. Then you list them, you rank them, right? And you take the top 7 accomplishments, you keep those. The rest of them you throw away. Now, of those 7 accomplishments, you want to write down a story, hence the name 7 Stories. You got to write a story down for each, but you want your story to be about a paragraph, okay? And you're basically going to write about how they were important to you, how they empowered you, what you loved about them, what you did. And then from those 7 stories, you want to look for words and situations that relate to each other, right? So, for instance, if in multiple stories you were saying that I was mowing the lawn, I say that mostly because that's what the noise is in the background, so I'm sorry. But hey, out of 2 of those stories, you were mowing the lawn, you were so happy. So hey, maybe you want to mow lawns for your living. Who knows? Or, you know what? In these 3 situations, I noticed that each of those times I was speaking to someone and I helped them overcome something. I saw something within somebody and I mentioned it to them, and now they're doing better. See? So you look at the 7 stories, you find out what within those stories all relate to each other, and then from that, develop what you could be doing professionally. Okay, so I hope that helps. But with that, I hope this video has helped. It was a little bit longer than I planned it to be, and I actually had to break it up into 2 videos. So hopefully I can hook it all up together for you into 1 video. If not, this is going to be considered part 2. So good luck with whatever you do. I wish you the best, and I hope this helps. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and share this with someone that you think could help. Thank you.